A legal ruling across the pond is bringing into question once again the legitimacy of Wi-Fi allergies. A friend is now receiving disability benefits because of her struggles with electromagnetic hypersensitivity from Wi-Fi signals, she says. Now, she says she's had to move to a remote barn to escape them. Dr. Dat Tran from UT Health and Memorial Hermann joins us this morning to talk more about that. Good morning to you. What is your opinion about this? Can you be allergic to Wi-Fi of all things?
First of all, for you guys out there, this is Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi allergy, okay, we're talking about.
Make sure we got that correct, okay? No excuses out there.
So I think the terminology needs to be clarified. So the terminology hypersensitivity would be more appropriate than to use allergy, because allergy is an immunological process that your body needs to see. So your body needs to see the component inside the blood where your immune system takes it up and presents itself. Wi-Fi is not a substance that your blood go enter your bloodstream and pick up your immune system. Can you be allergic to Wi-Fi? It's conceivable, just like there are people who can be not allergic. Can you be hypersensitive to Wi-Fi? It's conceivable, just like there are some people who are hypersensitive to temperature, to climate, to barometric, to the sunshine. They walk outside the door, they look in the sun, and they start have to runny water eyes, sneezing. That could be conceivable. It's all nerve mediated.
Okay, let's talk about what they're experiencing. So people complain of nausea, maybe headaches, palpitations, fatigue, even rashes when they get near it. And supposedly just from a signal from a mobile phone, that's almost impossible to escape these days, which is why this lady said she had to go to a barn in the middle of nowhere.
Right, so it's a tough situation for the medical field to kind of pinpoint the cause effect. Just like if someone is stage fright, to come up here, I can have symptoms of nausea, fast heart rate, even rash presenting. These are all neurological, they're real symptoms. I have to say they're real symptoms. They're not making it up, but the question is, what is the cause and effect? Prevalence of Wi-Fi, it's really hard to kind of associate that. And as you know, you turn on electronic, if you smell your TV, you have this odor in the TV, and that could be the odor that could be smelling next. So it's hard to pinpoint.
And yeah, and you were talking about the mental aspect of it all. So can you almost make yourself think that something is hurting you, and then you experience real symptoms just because our mind is so I don't know, brilliant, so to speak. It can make us feel things.
Yes, that's just actually, I mean, there's multiple studies for decades have shown that if someone, before they do a study, they give this perception, and when they come on and they go into a room and they think they have these symptoms when it's not there. And so oftentimes when I see patients, I try to help educate, find ways to distract your body. You know, if they have a more sedentary life, I say, you know, pick up exercise activities, distract your body, because I tell you, you can be nauseous, you can have a headache, but if a pit bull is chasing you, you will not have those symptoms anymore.
That makes sense. We're seeing the kids right now on the tablets, and that is just what you see everywhere you go. Are you concerned about children? Because some studies show it can cause ADHD or even high blood sugar. What's your feeling on that?
My feeling is more a bigger concern. Even with my kids, when I talk to my wife, my concern is what are they learning? I mean, recently this morning I heard that over 5 years our SAT score has dropped.
Oh,
right? So what are kids doing? I'm worried about. I always joke, in the next decades or so, we won't have any fingerprints left. They're going to have to fingerprint our pinky, because all our things will be gone.
It's just worn off, from swiping left and right. And just, okay, so to wrap it up, those diodes are really popular in health clinics, and they're pretty cheap now. It's just either a sticker or a little rock that you put on there to block the signal. Do you feel that that can make a difference for somebody who's really concerned about it?
I think that if they're really concerned, they think that's a cause and effect, is worthwhile using, because whether it's a real effect or placebo effect, if the end result is the same, that allows you to live a normal, functional lifestyle, then going out to a barn.
Okay. Yeah, don't move to the barn, he says, everybody. All right. Such good information. Dr. Tran, thanks for coming in from UT Health and Memorial Hermann. Love your sense of humor and, of course, your expertise.